Hey, welcome back to Insurance Gems. So we are going to be finishing up pretty much the policy um, interpretation and the reading of the policy. So this is like the last, most important section on every policy. Now, this is the progressive policy that we were touching on earlier. And you can see the farmers policy here. Farmers still has the same parts. Part 5, duties after an accident. And Liberty Mutual, theirs is Part E, duties after an accident. So this is going to talk about what your duties, in order to have a claim covered, what duties do you have as the policy holder? And this is also going to talk about what duties the insurance company has as your insurer. So let's take a look. So it says right here, for coverage to apply under this policy, you or the person seeking coverage must, number one, promptly report an accident or loss, even if you or the person seeking coverage is not at fault. You or the person seeking coverage must provide us with all accident or loss information, including time, place, how the accident happened, or how the loss happened. You or the person seeking coverage must also obtain and provide us the names, addresses of all persons involved in the accident or loss, the names, the addresses of any witnesses, and the license plate numbers of vehicles involved. Now, why is this important? Because from time to time, people file a claim and they think that, oh, I don't have to provide any information. I don't know what happened to my car. It was parked outside. I walked out to my car and it was damaged. I didn't do it. Okay, well, where did it happen at? I don't know. What time did it happen? I don't know. Do you have any proof to support what you're talking about? Nope, I didn't take any photos. I didn't tell anybody. Okay, great. Well, in order for you to get coverage, it tells you what you have to do in order to get coverage. So people try to play stupid, unfortunately, and it does not work in their favor. Now, it also goes in and lists it even further. A person seeking coverage must do what? Well, you have to cooperate with us. So by you telling us, I don't know, that's not cooperating. Provide any proof of loss that we may reasonably require. That's documentation. Did you text anybody? Did you call anybody? Do you have a photo to support with the timestamp that supports the date that the accident happened? You also have to take recorded statements. If you don't want to take a recorded statements, you're not going to get coverage. You have to promptly call and notify us about the claim. So if something happened, don't delay and don't wait 6 months to file a claim. Tell us immediately. You need to attend any hearings or trials. Take any reasonable steps after a loss has occurred to protect the vehicle. This is called mitigating your own loss. Mitigating the loss. You want to protect further damage from happening. A good example of this would be, let's say your car windows were busted out and you know it's about to rain. Right now, the loss that you have would just be for the damaged glass on the car. But if it rains and the car gets flooded on the interior, that could have all been prevented if you put a trash bag over the windows or pulled the car inside, something like that. So that's what that's talking about. Yeah, allow us to have the damaged covered auto. This is number 7, or any damaged vehicle for which coverage is sought, inspected and appraised before its repair. What that means is, for you people that think you can file a claim and just submit a receipt showing, that saying that you've paid, $5,000 in repairs on a car, but you have no photos of the damage, you have no documentation of the damage, and all you have is a handwritten receipt that you submit to the insurance company expecting reimbursement. You've already violated what your duties are, which is to supply documentation, provide any written proof. That's number 2. And number 7, allow us the opportunity to even see the freaking car to begin with. So that's why this policy is so important. And then, of course, this is talking about medical stuff, which I've already told you guys I'm not getting into because that's not where my expertise lies. The last part of this policy, general provisions, it tells you right here about where and how your coverage will be applied. So, number one, the policy only applies to accidents and losses occurring during the policy period that occur within the state, territory, or possession of the United States or province or territory of Canada. Coverage is also extended to accidents and losses occurring in Mexico, but only to the extent described below under the Mexico coverage limited provision. So what does that mean? Well, for all you people that want to drive to Mexico, it's fantastic. I'm sure it's a beautiful drive. But unfortunately, it's a very risky place to insure a vehicle. It's a lot of theft that goes on there. So this says you do have coverage in Mexico, but limited. Coverage for your auto under this policy is extended to accidents occurring in Mexico, but only if within 25 miles of the United States border. So that's it. If you travel further deep off into Mexico and something happens to the car, you won't have coverage for it. The claim will be, or should I say, could be denied. All right. And it just goes on further. Auto accidents in Mexico are subject to the laws of Mexico, not the U.S. All right. And then I wanted to talk to you about duty to report changes. So it is your responsibility to report any changes to your policy, your mailing address, the garaging address, the number of or the residents in your household, legal driving age residents, people who operate the vehicle, single or married, and your driver's license. The reason all this is they want to know all this information so they can adjust your premiums accordingly. You know, if you told them you were single and you rent an apartment and it turns out you own a house and you have, 5 kids all over 18 and you're married, they're going to charge you for that. They're going to raise your premium because at any point, any of those other 6 people could have access to the vehicle and drive it. And again, they just want to make sure they're collecting enough premium for you being the risk. All right. Now, they also detail here what this is Progressive in particular. But again, Farmers and Liberty Mutual are all going to be the same. They all have duties to you. So their duties are within 15 days after we receive your written notice of a claim, they must do the following: acknowledge receipt, begin any investigation, specify what information you have to provide. That goes back to the photos, the recorded statements, documents, tow bills, things like that. After we receive the information we request, we must notify you in writing whether the claim is going to be paid, denied, or whether information is needed within 15 days or 30 days. So they tell you right there, you have to have an answer of your claim within 15 days. All right. If you don't approve your claim, if we do not approve your payment of your claim, we have to give you the reason we're denying the claim in writing. All right. If we notify you that we will pay your claim, we must pay you within 5 business days after we notify you. Okay. So that's all I want to cover here. And we're going to get into parts usage and also this fraud piece. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe.